You were tuned in to episode 149 of the Goodfellas podcast. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Big shout out, big salute to everybody, man. Thanks for the continued support. Big shout out to the little bro, VP Shane. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to my big bro, Boxing First Vlog. Big shout out to you, man. And big shout out to all the boxing fans out there, man. They copyrighted me the last time I did my actual intro, but I remixed it, so y'all go check it out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. New intro for the channel. You know what I'm saying? For the podcast. So nice I had to play it twice. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Joseph Gwilt in the building, man. Big shout out to Joseph Gwilt, man. Say love the intro, man. Appreciate you, bro. Chris G, my boxing son in the building. He said, I'm buying it. This is a really good card, in my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna get into it, bro. We're gonna get into it. My guy, man, Michael Johnson, boxing talking more, man. He said, oh yeah, big shout out to you, big bro, man. I'm just happy to be in here, man. Big shout out to everybody. We're gonna get right to it. Big shout out to Ty Finney as well, man, the legend, man. Just had an interview with Jamel Herring. Definitely go check that out. If he's listening, definitely drop that link in the chat so everybody can go check that thing out, man. But we on episode 149 of the Goodfellas podcast, man, and it is so much going on in boxing right now, man. We have the Tank Davis, Hector Garcia card. They just had the press conference for that, and it's some heavy hitters on the card, yo. I know I put up a podcast, and at that particular time, I was like, Tank versus Hector Garcia is a travesty on a pay-per-view, but they rounded this card up nice, really, really nice. Hometown kid, Jerron Boots Ennis is going to be on the card. I think he's going to be the co-feature. We have my guy Demetrius Boo Boo Andre, man. Big shout out to Boo Boo getting on the Showtime card, man, getting on the stage. You know, he's with Salida Promotions now, so it look like he's gonna his next 3 fights are gonna be on Showtime, man, through Salida. Big shout out to Boo Boo Andre, man. Hopefully he's gonna start making the turn, you know, and just get in the quality fights and the fights that make sense, the biggest fights he could possibly get from now to the rest of his career. You know what I'm saying? Let's put everything in the rearview mirror. Big shout out to him. And Rashidi Ellis is on the card as well, and he's in a good fight too. he's in a good fight too, man. So it's gonna be fireworks that card. Then you got Tank Davis rounding it off, and it's gonna be in DC. DC, I put my man YSM on the DC, man. My guy Ghost in the building, man. Ghost, what's going on, bro? It says salute to you, Ghost, man. Big shout out to Demetrius Andre, man, getting the opportunity. We spoke about it before. Demond Nicholson is going to be the opponent. Solid matchup at 168 pounds. And watching the press conference, Andre looks, I don't know if it's just me, but he looked at peace. Like he just looked rejuvenated. Like he looks like brand new, almost like a weight got off of his shoulders, for him, not chasing the Canelo fight anymore, and he's really just focused on the task at hand and trying to get to these other guys. You got the Benavidez, you have the Caleb Plants. I even think a Darrell fight would be a good fight for him. Even though Plant knocked him out, I still think that's a quality matchup for Andre. You know what I'm saying? Ghost says he in shape, and he hungry. He looked rejuvenated. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell about it. You know what I mean? You could tell somebody facing the eyes how they're actually feeling. And he looked like he's just rejuvenated, man. But I'm glad to hear he's in shape and he's hungry. Ghost, I got your email. I'm gonna send you the article that I wrote. I penned that thing in like 2019 or like 2020, and I was trying to send it. I sent it to Shane for another publication, and they never picked it up. So I'm actually sending it to you after the show. But when you read it, you're gonna be like, damn, this was written like 2 years ago and it's still relevant right now. My guy, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more, man, says salute, brother. Big shout out to you, Bruce. One of the hottest channels out here, man. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more, man. If you are a new boxing fan, or especially if you're an old school boxing fan, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more is the place to be. Subscribe to that man's channel. You know what I'm saying? Tell him your boy G5 sent you. Go said you right, bro. Everyone turning on him took a lot of weight off his shoulders. He is free right now, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it's crazy. I don't know what it is about boxers, but a lot of times they don't have a poker face outside of the ring. Like you can tell when they stressed out, you can tell when they at peace, you can tell when they fraud, and you can tell when they capping, all that. He just the way he handled the press conference, just the way he just looked so relaxed, man. Like so, I'm really looking forward to seeing him January 7th, for sure. Martha Rodriguez, what's going on, baby? Ghost said, Bruce salute. Uh, Ghost salute. So here's the I want to actually bring up the actual first of all, before we get started, let me get this out the way, man. Rest in peace, rest in heaven to legendary referee Mills Lane. Like he may be the GOAT, in terms of this boxing referees, man. One of the most polarizing figures in boxing, period. You know, rest in heaven to him. Condolences to his family, friends, loved ones. But when you think of Mills Lane, you think of big time. Mills Lane, you could catch him at a fight at the Blue Horizon, but you can also catch him at a fight in on the biggest stage. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Mills Lane. Actually, you know what? Um, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do this. Hold on a second, y'all. Let's do a 10 count for my man Mills Lane, man. Rest in peace to Mills Lane. Let's do a 10 count for him. Give me a second, y'all. Rest in peace to Mills Lane, one of the best to ever do it. And it's amazing that boxers are at the forefront of the sport, but you have people that are not boxers that hold on a second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, yeah, that Bruce, 100%, man. Mr. Let's Get It On. You know what I mean? Um, we have some guys that are in boxing that are not boxers that are synonymous with boxing, and Mills Lane is one of those guys. When you think of Mills Lane, guys like Michael Buffer, there's just some guys that just they represent the sport. And Mills Lane just represented the sport. You seen him in heavyweight fights, classic heavyweight fights. He a little small dude, little midget, little small guy. You understand what I'm saying? And he just when you seen Mills Lane, you knew you was gonna get sternness, you was gonna get energy, you was gonna get fairness. He's affiliated with just big time big time fights, big time moments. When you think of boxing history, Mills Lane, you can roll through any, I would say you can roll through 10 fights through a couple eras and you're going to see Mills Lane inside the ring. One of the legends, man. Rest in peace to Mills Lane, man. I think I'm going to put a package together, drop a tribute video for Mills Lane, man. But that was a rough one, man, for sure. Joseph Gwilt, respect to Mills Lane, beautiful. Rest in peace, man. Joseph Wilt couldn't have said it better, man. You just hate to see the real ones fall, but he's in a better place. Bruce said Mills was a boxer 10-1 when he retired. Absolutely, absolutely, and people don't know that. People don't know that. You can actually put him on box rec. You can pull him up. And people don't know when you pull up box rec, you can pull up a judge, you could pull up a referee, you could pull up a fighter, you could pull up a manager, a promoter. There's a lot of things you could do on box rec, but people don't know that. People don't know that for sure. T Finney in the building, man. Big shout out, says salute. This is the link for the Heron interview. Um, yeah, definitely copy and paste that, y'all. So y'all can have it. Go check it out, man. Ty Finney had a real good interview with Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring, one of the good guys of the sport, man, for sure. Big shout out to Jamel Herring. Big shout out to Ty Finney. He said, I'll come on in a few minutes. Hey, man, I'm gonna be here for a little bit, so whenever you're ready. Michael Johnson, remember Celebrity Deathmatch? Yes, yes, I definitely remember that. Definitely. Um, Bruce said, "Yeah, that is some funny shit. Yeah, for sure, for sure. You seeing a Mike? You know the thing that's crazy, bro. The thing that's crazy is like now you seeing all types of quote unquote combat sports, man. Like I seen like so now they got the one where they standing in front of each other and they just smacking the shit out of each other. Like I'm just like, what is going on out here? Like, like you know what I'm saying? Then I seen one where it's chicks and they're literally like smacking each other ass, so that's supposed to be like a combat sport. I'm like, bro, like, like I'm like, it's crazy. Like it is absolutely crazy out here, man. But Mills Lane was just one of the legends, man. Like one of the legends, and like right now, I don't think we have a referee that's even close for the to Mills Lane that's bringing the charisma and things like that, and it's just building that name, that platform. Like Mills Lane was a brand. Like he's a great referee and a brand. You know what I'm saying? And the main two guys you really seen during that time was really like Mills Lane and like to be honest with you, like Steve Smogers, you saying Steve Smoger all over the place too. Mike said, Bruce, that's why a lot of people knew about him outside of boxing. Facts, 100% facts. He said, we got Jack Reese. No, come on, Mike. Come on, bro. Jack Reese. Hey, Mike, let me ask y'all this. Is Jack Reese one of the most controversial referees in history? Like when you think of Jack Reese, do you think of controversy or do you think like he's a really good referee? It's funny you mention that name. Funny you mention that name. because he's one of the more notable referees, but it might be for the right or wrong reasons, depending on, you know, what you think of him. You know what I'm saying? Um, but we gonna listen. This Tank Davis card, this Tank Davis card, I'm telling you, this Tank Davis card got some hitters on there, man. I'm buying. I'm buying. Now I was gonna go to the fight. Unfortunately for me, I can't get credentials and stuff like that, man. Your boy too, you know what I'm saying? Your boy too controversial around here, so I don't really get the credentials, you know. So I'm gonna be live on the channel covering the fight, and we're gonna have fun for sure. Brennan Smith in the building, man. Say, hey people, big shout out to you, Brennan, man. Salute, salute. Uh Michael Johnson said the Pacquiao ref took the key. Yeah, man. For the people that don't know what Michael Johnson is talking about, there was a referee that came out, made some headlines. He said he purposely cheated for Manny Pacquiao about 20 years ago. Pacquiao was in a fight and got knocked down, and he extended the count from like 10 seconds to like damn near 20 to make sure Pacquiao was all right. Like it's crazy, you know what I mean? So just the referees are just you know what? I actually want to go. I want to actually get somebody on the show to explain the process to become a referee. Like, what do you have to do? How long does it take? What's the training like? I'm gonna look into that. I'm definitely gonna have to bring somebody on for that. Brennan Smith, he said, I'll buy it. I think I'm buying it, bro. I think I'm buying it. And this just goes to show when you have a main event that's not top tier, tippy top, you could really round it up with some guys on the undercard, man, and really make it right. You know what I mean? And they're definitely doing that. Um, Michael Johnson said he put did Jack Reese. Yeah, Jack Reese, man. I just to be honest with you, bro, like when I think of Jack Reese, I just think of just controversial calls. And he's refereed a lot of good fights, you know what I'm saying? But he's had a lot of controversial fights and a lot of fights where he was just too involved. You know what I mean? Like too authoritative, not letting the fight just flow. Brendan Smith, what Pac-Man fight was it? Um, I forgot the fight, but Michael could probably tell you better than I can, but I just remember reading it. It was like 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. This is when Pacquiao was like maybe 120. He might have been early stages, like 118, 122, something like that. He was like light. He was early in his career. Um, Bruce said, I'm going to interview Joe Cortez in the near future. That's a good interview, bro. Let me know when you do that, man. I'm gonna definitely tune in for that one. Joe Cortez is another one. Now, of course, he didn't have the allure of a Mills Lane, but Joe Cortez has been a part of some classic joints too. I'm trying to think. Didn't Joe Cortez do wasn't he the referee for wasn't he the referee for Mayweather and Hatton? I think he was. Um, my man Fats Classic in the building said I ain't buying it, but I'm gonna watch it though. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's worth a trip to DC though, because it's gonna be lit down there, bro. It's gonna be lit, something crazy. If I do anything like outside of just buying, like I would literally drive down there like for the day and like maybe go to like a sports bar or something like that, make a night of it. You know what I mean? But they rounded out this card pretty good, man. Big shout out to my man Fast Classic too, man. Go follow him on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's my favorite rapper. Y'all may not know him, but y'all need to get to know him. You know what I'm saying? Go follow him on Instagram for sure, man. Fast Classic. You know what I'm saying? One of the heaviest hitters out there. Said with the tickets looking like I'll drive. Um I heard the tickets are high. I'm not sure. I think when my guy Ty Finney get on here, I think he can give you more information on what the tickets is looking like. But I heard they high. I heard they high for sure. But I'd rather if I'm going down, I'd rather hit a sports bar or something. You know what I'm saying? Watch the fight, then go, go hit a club, something afterwards. You know what I mean? Just make a, turn it into a movie for the night. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna definitely check it out. But when I get the ticket prices fast, I'll send it to your phone. I'll send it to your phone or just shoot it to you on Instagram. I'm trying to survive in your league, man. Like I'm just trying to get in the top 8, man. I'm just trying to get in the playoffs, dog, for sure. But Tank Davis, look like the majority of people are saying that majority of people are saying that they're gonna buy the fight. Bruce Gas said Duran, Leonard, amongst others. Yeah, yeah. I mean, legendary lineup. I mean, you've seen those referees in the ring, which is legends. You know what I'm saying? Legendary. Like when you think of just guys that are not boxers, you think of the Mills Lanes, you think of the Michael Buffers. You know what I'm saying? The Jim Lampleys, like that HBO crew, that old HBO crew. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta appreciate anybody that has brought value to the sport of boxing, man, for sure. Like anybody that's brought value to the sport of boxing, you gotta appreciate it. But we're gonna actually look at the lineup for Tank Davis and Hector Garcia. And listen, don't get me wrong. I like the fight. I like the fight for sure. I like the fight for sure. Hold on. Let me before I share my man Vinny Mac in the building, man. Big shout out to Vinny Mac. Uh he said, is this guy that Boots is fighting even ranked? When do you think Boots will actually fight a legit contender and not just another warm body? So Vinny Mac, this guy is actually ranked number 4. This is for the interim title. I think it's for the interim IBF title. Vinny Mac, if you want to stick around for maybe like 15, 20 minutes, I actually got some film queued up for this guy. I watched some film on him a little bit earlier, and I wanted to show you at least a round or so of him actually fighting a guy a couple years ago. So I'm actually going to cue that up. So Vinny, stick around. If you can't stick around, watch it on the playback around maybe like the 40 to 50-minute mark. And we could definitely go from there. T Finney said drop the link in the chat. All right, I'm gonna drop it in a second, bro. Matter of fact, let me just drop it now. And if anybody want to jump in, man, like you know what I'm saying, I don't be tripping. You know what I'm saying? I love company. Link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna do is I'm actually go to PBC's website. We're gonna actually show the actual we're gonna show the actual schedule live from the PBC website. My guy, man, Ty Finney in the building, man, aka the legend, fresh off that Jamel Herring interview, man. Salute my guy, the legend, man. What's going on with you, good brother?
What's going on, man? Got to come on again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's a regular. You know what I mean? Like I said, Ty Finney dropped the link in the chat. Definitely go check that interview out with Jamel Herring. And you definitely got to give you definitely got to get the flowers out when you got to give them out. So this is this guy's third interview. Third. So for you to have 3 interviews and you pull a Jamel Herring in under 5 interviews, like your first 5 interviews, that's impressive. So congrats to you.
Thanks, man.
And everybody need to go check that. Everybody need to go check that out for sure. But Legend, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna actually pull up the schedule for the Tank fight. So we're gonna pull that up right now and let everybody see it for the people that didn't see it. And Vinny Mac, I'm gonna get to your comment as well. So all right, so basically this is the actual card So of course we got Gervonta Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. This is going to be the main event, January 7th, Capital One Arena in Washington D.C. Now on the undercard, we have uh, everybody's favorite guy, Jerron Boots Ennis. He's going to be in a IBF interim IBF welterweight title fight. And I'm gonna get this name right. His name is Karen Chukhatsin. Karen Chukhatsin. He's Ukrainian, and we're gonna get into film with him in a second. Rashidi Ellis is gonna be facing Roman Villa, and Roman Villa is coming off a really good win. And that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight for Rashidi Ellis. That's a tough fight for Rashidi Ellis. And I got Demetrius Boo Andre that's going to be fighting Damon Nicholson. I heard about that for a while now. My man L Dub, the plug, mentioned that to me probably maybe about a month or two ago. So we definitely been on it, so Andre on the card as well. You can watch the fight on Showtime pay-per-view, January 7th. You can watch it in person as well with the tickets. Legend, somebody mentioned they wanted to know what the ticket prices were. Have you seen the ticket prices lately?
Yeah, I haven't seen it lately since I last checked, but like I said, like for good seats, in my opinion, is $300. And then under that, like 175, 150, all that, it's a little further. But I haven't been in that arena, so I can't say how it's gonna look when you're actually inside. So.
Right, that's a good point too, because you just don't know. You don't know what arenas are laid out completely different. You have some arenas where I think if you look at like the armory, like their layout is kind of weird. So it's like them seats way back. Like it's that your visibility is not really, really good in the back because everything is straight leveled. Like it's just like this, it's straight level. So the further you are, you're not really getting a really good look inside the ring. Where some arenas, the arena, like the levels are like this, is starts here and then it's going up. The further it goes up, you can look down into the ring and it's a better look. So I haven't been in that arena either. Maybe we can get some people that's been there to give us an idea of what's some good seats and what's not.
Yeah, I talked to a guy actually yesterday, and he was telling me he's been there for like basketball games and stuff like that. So he was saying it was a good view for a basketball game, but he said boxing is different. It's going to be. So he was saying it's hard for him to predict that, but he was saying you gotta probably have to pay some serious money to get a good seat. But
yeah, because it looks like his ticket prices are similar to what Wilder's were against Hellenius in New York. Because I know for like average to bad seats, people was paying between $250 to $350 a ticket. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's to be honest with you, I'm like, if I'm gonna pay that type of money to go to a fight and my seat is not 100% like legit, it got to be some other things going on beyond the fight that's gonna make it interesting. But I think DC does provide that. So if I am to do that, then I would drive down to DC. I would definitely drive down to DC for sure.
Yeah,
but
I would probably. I ain't want to cut you off.
No, you good.
I would have probably stick around to the press conference or something like that.
Yeah,
Just hang out afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Just pull up. Pull up, stay afterwards. But I'm gonna get to Vinnie Mac's question. He said, "Is this guy that Boots is fighting even ranked? He's ranked number 4 in the IBF. When do you think Boots will actually fight a legit contender and not just another warm body?" So here's the thing, Vinny. What's going on with Boots right now is the same thing that Spence had to go through before he got the Kell Brook fight. So when you're going down the path of trying to make yourself a mandatory for a title, Boots is actually going through the process the way you're supposed to go through the process. Basically whoever the sanctioning body tells you to fight to move to that next step to get yourself in a mandatory status, that's what you do. So Boots has done that so far. This fight gets him to the interim title once he wins the if he wins the if and when he wins the interim title, then Spence is either gonna have to fight him or he's gonna have to drop the IBF belt. If he drops the IBF belt, then he's gonna be fighting for a vacant belt, but it's still for a world championship. And yet still Vinny, even in that situation, he still may be fighting just a warm body. Just using your words, like he still may be fighting like a warm body. Um, he may have to fight a Stan Jonas for the vacant belt. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think we're gonna see the type of fight that you want to see, Vinny, for a while. Because to be honest with you, a lot of these top guys are just not taking the fight. They're just not taking it. Keith Thurman asked for $10 million to fight Boots. Like that's just it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Danny's not gonna fight him. Ugas is not going to fight him. Spence has other business to take care of right now, and of course, Sean Porter's not in the sport anymore, not fighting anymore, and Rashidi Ellis turned down the fight. It's a lot of guys that's turning down fights, Vinny. So you have to look at it from that angle as well. And what I like to do in that situation is like I don't blame Boots. You have to ask all these other guys like, why is nobody stepping up? But it's a compliment too, because I'm like, Boots is that good. Like Boots is that good. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it as a compliment. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
so you think Rashidi Ellis, since he's on the card too, you think since they've been in the same venue, at the press conference and everything, you think maybe like suppose like if Rashidi Ellis gets past his opponent, maybe they could set something up possibly.
Possibly they could possibly set something up. I think they're using that strategy as well. Um, in case Boots doesn't get a Spence opportunity after this fight, they can just keep him busy. And I listen, granted, all these guys on this card should be fighting 3 times this year. I mean, next year. I shouldn't. It should be no wrap, no wrap.
Yeah, because Tank's not with Mayweather. I was reading he's saying about the termination papers, he said it right at the press conference. Yeah, he's not with Mayweather, so he should be busy. And with Andre, I was kind of shocked and excited for Andre. That he's on the card. So hopefully 2023 can be a good year for him. Hopefully.
Yeah, my man, Ghost is in the chat. He's a part of that. He's a part of the Andre camp. So, he's been, telling me some things about Andre, but he's with Salida Promotions, so that's a direct connect to Al and PBC. So it looked like his next like 3 fights is going to be Showtime. So that's a really good look for him. So you just want to see a guy like that just had quality fights from here on out. Like you really can't do nothing about what happened in the past. Like hopefully he can just get quality fights going forward. Demond Nicholson, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. Like that's a good fight.
Yeah, he lost the heart, right?
Yeah. And I think he lost to Berlanga too.
Yeah,
he lost to
Berlanga
Berlanga too.
Right.
Demond Nicholson is a solid fighter, man. Solid fighter. 168 pounds. It's gonna be interesting to see what Andre does in that fight. Brennan Smith said, I didn't pay that much. I had I think he said good seats. He said my seats were good. They were only 150. Fair enough. Hey Brennan, what fight you talking about? What fight you talking about? Vinnie Mac said, I wish we could get Ortiz versus Boots. Yeah. Vinny, the thing about Virgil Ortiz, that's a big boy at 47, bro. That's a big boy at 47, and so is Boots. I don't know how much longer these dudes can be at 47. Like, legit. Like, you got to look at Boots. I mean, I've been in the gym with Boots. That's a big boy for 47. Like, he probably can end his career probably 60. Like, no exaggeration. And then Virgil Ortiz, he's cramming himself down to 47 now, so he might have to go to 54 because his body not gonna be able to hold up. You don't want one of them nights where you weight drained and it affects your performance. You know what I'm saying? But I would love that fight though. Virgil Ortiz and Boots. That'd be great. Vinny says Boots has talent, but the level of competition and inactivity doesn't help. Well, I mean, Legend and I, we have a problem with PBC's inactivity. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like they just, it's hard to build stars when you only see them once, twice every 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like on
Facts.
average, it's hard to build a star and a superstar with that little activity. It's hard to build momentum. You know what I'm saying? So, um, we're gonna see what happens with that. But Boots should fight 3 times in 2023. He's fighting January 7th. He should get one fight in the summertime and then another fight maybe like October, November. There's no reason why he shouldn't fight 3 times next year. Like no reason at all. And that goes for Andre too. That goes for Andre too. He should get 3 fights this year. You know what I'm saying? He should
He
definitely
needs
get three
that.
fights. He needs
He needs
that.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Vinny Mac said, I expect Tank, Boots, and Andre to be heavy favorites on this card. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. From a betting standpoint, I wish my man Vlog was in here, but Tank is definitely gonna be a couple thousand to one. He might be like a 15 or one. He might be like a 10 to 15 to one favorite. I don't know what the odds are. I could see him being like minus 14, 1500, something like that for this fight. And Hector Garcia is a good fighter. Good fighter. He beat Chris Colbert. I think he beat the will out of Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to get a victory, but he was a late replacement and he beat the will out of Chris Colbert. Like Chris Colbert didn't want to win that fight. He got to the end of that fight trying to survive. He wasn't in there trying to win, man. So Hector Garcia, he's a good opponent, but I think Tank is going to be like a 10 to 15 to one favorite. He's going to be a huge favorite. Boots, same thing. Boots might be like a 40 to one favorite, bro. Like it's going to be insane. And then I watched the some tape on his opponent. Well, I'll break that down in a minute, but
Yeah.
we'll break that down in a
Yeah, he's got
minute.
a good record, but yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't know who he is, man. But he's
I'm gonna show you a round
okay.
of this guy. Now, the one thing I can say is the Ukrainian guys, they usually have like the kind of like a European style, like shell type defense, things like that. He doesn't have that. But I'm gonna show you this round, and when I show you this round, bro, you're gonna be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. I'm telling you, you'll be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And then Andre is probably gonna be Andre to probably be like a 6 to 1, 7 to 1 favorite. I can see him being like a minus 700, 800, something like that. Demond Nicholson, solid opponent. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the closest in odds out of the three. I can guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this guy, what's his name again? Karen Shoot Hotson. Karen Shoot Hotson is ranked number 4 by the IBF. Let me see if I got the video queued up and ready to go.
Yeah, I think Boots gonna kill him, man. Only because what he's coming out saying, like it's getting worse. You know, since he ain't getting the fights, man, he's saying it's gonna be worse for I guess whoever's in his path. I gotta reread what I read that he was saying though.
Bro, it's gonna be it's gonna be insane, bro. Like it's gonna be insane. But Boost, I think this is a problem I be having with people that talk about Boots, right? And listen, there's some guys that are bigger fans of Boots than what I'm saying than others. I'm a huge fan of Boots. The thing about Boots is you have to realize that he only can fight who's willing to jump in the ring with him.
Facts.
Like it's really that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really, really that simple. And there's a lot of dudes that just don't want to fight him. So a lot of dudes that just don't want to fight him. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But we can't blame that on Boots. We cannot blame that on Boots at the end of the day. And you know what? I do have some video, and I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this, bro, in a second. But basically, I'm gonna show a round of Boots' opponent, uh, Karen Shoot Hotson. And then y'all tell me in the actual fight is against Ali Faneka, which is a familiar name to the hardcores. And this was a couple years ago. This was 4 years ago. This is 4 years ago. Big shout out to Sparta Boxing Promotions. That's the video that I'm gonna be using. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at him in a second. But I think people were looking for Stan Jonas. They were looking for Stan Jonas, and then when the name came out, Karen Shoot Hotson, it was who? Like who? Like he's like who is that? Like Karen, like what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like and of course all that does is just spark more, more discussion about Boots' opponents. And this doesn't help it any, but this is a necessary fight because he has to get the interim belt to put himself in an even stronger position. And people got to look at it like this too, Legend. Boots can literally be making six figures for the next couple fights. So let's just say Spence wants to fight somebody else. He going to have to pay Boots some step aside money. Right. He might have to give Boots 150, 200,000. All right, here goes some step aside money. You fight this person, I'm gonna meet you next. Then he might go right back to him, be like, "Yo, I want to fight this dude. You want to take the step aside money, $500,000?" Like, remember back like in the 90s or early 2000s, it was dudes getting paid off. They were getting that, step aside money for like 2 years. Yeah. They was getting step aside money for like 2-3 years straight from the same champion, just eating. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Boots could be in that position too. Like, I don't see him taking that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I want to ask you, like, is it true that I'm hearing that Loma may take step aside money so Haney and Shakur can fight? I don't know if that's a rumor.
I heard
or
it. Yeah. I heard that. I just don't see, like, to me it doesn't make sense because I'm like, Shakur he hasn't even fought at 35. So it's not a situation where he's bringing belts to the table or he's a former champion at the weight. Like, he's never fought at the weight. Like, so it just wouldn't make any sense for Loma to do it. And if Loma's gonna beat Haney, he needs to fight him right now. Because if he waits, that's just the older he's gonna get.
Right.
So the slower he's gonna get. So he needs to take advantage of that now. So I don't see that happening.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just saw it. I just read about it earlier. I mean, I didn't see it. Like, it didn't make like headlines, but yeah, I just came across it earlier. So
yeah, I didn't. I seen that too. I mean, it makes great sense for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Because you can take over 135 in one fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We gonna see. At this point, bro, in boxing, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Facts.
You don't know what's gonna happen, man. Brennan Smith said the Wilder fight. Okay. So you said you had good seats. You said you paid 150. That's not bad.
Did he say he liked the seats?
Yeah. He said he said my seats were good. They were only 150.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, because I was hearing people was paying like 250 to 350 for. What section was you in, bro? Like, I had like 2-3 people I knew that went to the fight. And they paid like 2 and some change. And they was like, their seats was like, they were okay. They told me they were okay. They wasn't, you know what I'm saying, like anything crazy. But yo, let's get into this video, bro. Let's get into this video. So this is this is Boots' opponent, Karen Schuhatzen, for the people that don't know who he is. So we gonna we're gonna watch the first round. Uh, Schuhatzen versus Ali Faneka, and I just want to give you guys an idea of who this guy is and all of that. So let me put the mute on. Uh, I gotta put my disclaimers up, bro. They be trying to, they be trying to have a play up. You know what I'm saying? So let's get the disclaimers out the way, man. This video is for commentary only, which is allowed under the Fair Use Act, man. Don't come for me. Don't come for the legend. We got nice momentum going on. Copyright people, we are not trying to hear from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And we are actually saluting the presenter of this video, Sparta Boxing Promotions. Big shout out to Sparta Boxing Promotions. With that being said, let's get to the video. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. So let's see. Can you see the screen, bro?
I don't see nothing right now. Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna actually make this full screen. You see it now, full screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So this is Boots' opponent for January 7th, Karen Schuhatzen versus Ali Faneka. We're gonna watch the first round. I just want to get you guys to get a feel for how he fights. So we're gonna roll it right now. So that's him right here, Karen Schuhatzen versus Ali Faneka. This is about 4 years ago. And Legend, I'm what I'm looking for, bro. I'm like, does he have anything extraordinary like speed, technique, foot quickness, like anything to give Boots any problems? So that's what I was looking at watching this fight. But he looks basic, like hella
Yeah, that's
basic.
what I was getting ready to say. I don't see nothing impressive right now. I mean, I don't know what happened later on in the fight, but yeah, like from this round, he don't look too impressive. But his record speaks, says differently. But I said I don't know the opponents he fought, so
Yeah, and this is why a lot of times you gotta watch, you see the record and you just have this automatic impression that he's okay. And
right.
then you gotta actually watch the film. You know what I mean? So people, any hardcore, you should know who Ali Faneka is. He done been around the block a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But this is Boots' opponent, Karen Schuhatzen. Just he doesn't have that shell defense, like that European shell type defense. Um just his I like his transition from I like his counter punching. He's like he switches it up, but he just doesn't look quick. He doesn't look quick at all. Does he look slow to you?
Yeah, he don't look fast.
Yeah, I just
I
don't
ain't
know.
impressed though.
Nah,
I ain't impressed at all.
no. I'm looking. I'm like, he looks like he's fundamentally sound. That's about as much as I can give him. He looks like he's fundamentally sound, and that's it.
And I'm sure he's watching footage of Boots, so he may come in prepared, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't see. And people be like, oh well, get a guy a chance. You don't know what he can do, what he can't do, and things like that. But just watching this,
Yeah, I don't see much, man, to be honest.
yeah, this is not a ringing endorsement. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the last 10 seconds of the round, and then I'm gonna stop sharing this screen. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of who Boots is fighting. So hopefully you guys saying that. Even if you watch this on a playback, definitely leave a comment. Let me know what your impressions are. Now, obviously, you can't judge a guy off for one round, but you can get an idea of their fighting style watching a couple rounds of a guy. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me see. Dr. Professor in the building. Big shout out. He said I thought Boots was fighting Speedy Rashidi Ellis. So Doc, Rashidi actually turned down the fight. He actually turned down the fight. I know that personally for a fact. They did offer Rashidi the fight and he turned it down. Um, Michael Johnson said, "Boy ain't got no flavor." He definitely is. You know, it's definitely no seasoning on that meal, brother, for sure. That meal plan is lacking a lot of seasoning, brother, and just he just look hella basic, man. Like he just look hella basic, man. Like it's you
You know,
gotta go ahead.
that's reminding me of the guy that he fought on Shields undercard. And I don't know his name. I know he's a foreign guy. I don't know
Yeah,
his name,
yeah.
but yeah, Boots put that work on him, man.
Yo, this gonna get ugly, bro. It's gonna get ugly, and bro, I'm not gonna lie. That fight not gonna last 3 rounds. That fight not gonna last 3 rounds. And it's just when you fight a guy like Boots, you have to be dynamic somewhere. Like you have to be dynamic somewhere, whether it's speed, whether it's power, whether it's your counterpunching ability, like something. You have to bring something to the table that's above average
Mm.
to see a guy like Boots.
Yeah, so let me ask you this: the guy that he fought, when they had the clash of heads in like the first round, I thought Boots was going to stop him early anyway, and for the clash of heads happen. But is there a reason why they never ran that back? I mean, because we didn't see much in that fight. It was only one round, I believe.
Yeah, I think they didn't think it was worth it.
Right, they move
You know what
on.
I'm saying? Yeah, like they just didn't
But
think it was worth. They probably was thinking the same thing you just said. Like we was gonna get him up out of here within two,
yeah,
three
he looked
rounds
like
anyway.
it looked like he wasn't gonna last. But because
Yeah,
Boots was putting that work on him. But yeah, unfortunately, the clash of heads happened.
yeah. So that was the. I mean that's Boots' opponent. Like you know what I'm saying. But you gotta think about it. I'm like that. He's ranked number 4.
Right.
He's ranked number 4. Like obviously, I can show you the second round, and you're gonna see a lot of the same. You can watch
Yeah.
the third round, you're gonna see a lot of the same. And I watched maybe like the first 4 rounds, maybe like 2, 3 fights of his, and I'm like, it's the exact same.
Damn.
It's
So
the
let me.
exact same. Mike
So I wonder
funny.
how he won 20 sometimes then.
Hey man, when
Unless
you
he was
know,
fighting, like like his guys just weren't good at all.
yeah.
His
I
opponents
mean,
that he was
it's
fighting, yeah.
yeah. And the thing is, like, you know what? Let's do this. Like, let's look up his box rec
I
and
think it was like 20 something, like 11 KOs, I think. But
yeah, see,
it was decent. It was a decent
yeah,
record.
yeah, we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at it right now, bro. Cause I haven't seen it. So this gonna be the first time me seeing it. Let's see. Box rec. Right. You see the screen, bro?
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna scroll down. So he's 21-1 with 11 KOs. He's ranked number 2 in Ukraine, 26 overall, 5'9" Orthodox fighter. Um,
Hey, he looked like the bootleg version of Caleb Plant. Record similar too.
yo,
His record similar too, man.
yo, yo, he looked like Max Kellerman with a beard, bro.
Uh,
uh, let's see if we notice any of these names, man. Blake Minto, 14-2. You heard of Blake Minto?
nah,
Nah.
no.
He fought Ryan Martin, 14-2. Uh, Roberto Ariaza, 18-2. These are all Ukraine fights. Uh, Yannick Dehez. See who up in here. Oh man, my
What,
God,
what,
man, VP in the building, man. We doing homework today, brother. We doing homework today,
what's the topic?
man. We just looked at a round of Boots' opponent. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, I think I might run it back just for you though. He's not gonna last 2 rounds.
Why not?
He's ranked number 4 in the IBF, right? He's ranked number 4 in the IBF. Um, I'm gonna run the first round again. I'm gonna run it again so you can see it and you tell me how many rounds you think he's gonna last. Um, Alexei Evchenko was 19-15. Sergey Vorobev was 9-0 at the time of that fight. He won a split decision. I'm looking at a lot of these names. I don't recognize. The only name I recognize is the Ali Faneka name. Uh, Ali Faneka's been
I don't recognize any.
Yeah, Ali Faneka is the only one that I recognize. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these names at all. Who did he take his
You know
loss
what's
against?
crazy, Jeff? Yeah, that
Sure.
sometimes, yeah, when you fight some of these unknown Eastern Europeans, they can just be one of those ones who end up causing problems. I don't think this is gonna be one of the ones where.
I got it. A legend. I gotta show him. I have to show him the first round. So just to segue, bro. I showed the first round, and this is probably the comment of the night. Where is it? Uh, Michael Johnson said, "Boy ain't got no flavor." He said he ain't got no flavor, man. So I just for you, Shane, I'm gonna replay this first round. You tell me um if you see anything that would give give Boots any trouble. But before we do that, let me put my disclaimer up. We don't need no issues with the copyright boys. Yeah, the copyright boys. Big shout out to Sparta Boxing Promotions. Uh so Shane, I'm gonna show it right now, bro. So you can
Cool.
look at this. Now, Shane, for the people that don't know, Shane and I like footage, like video breakdown, like this what we do. So I'm just
Like,
gonna keep my
I
mouth
feel
shut.
so rusty right now, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna
I
keep
haven't
my
been watching any boxing, bro.
bro, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and I'm gonna let my man Shane watch this video. And he may be rusty. He ain't this damn rusty though. He ain't this rusty. Y'all see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, let's rock out. All right, Shane, get ready. So he's in the white. And this fight is from like 4 years ago. This is Boots' opponent for January 7th in the white trunks fighting Ali Faneka about 4 years ago. Shane, I cannot wait for your prediction after watching this. I'm only gonna show you this round, bro. It's shame, but I was telling Legend when I played it the first time. I said the main things I'm looking for is does he have anything in his arsenal that I would consider above average? You know, and you can't, figure a guy out in watching one round of him, but you can get an idea of what they like to do. All right. So that is Boots' opponent for January 7th. Corinne Schukatzen, Shane.
I'm actually gonna start with what I think might be a positive. I didn't get a very good gauge of it, but I don't know. He was slipping a few shots in there. Now I don't know if he was slipping it because it was premeditated. Like his opponent is premeditating the shot. The problem with that is his opponent only threw the jab, and he was slipping shots, and he was slipping the shots pretty, you know, comfortably. I don't know if I'm not gonna say he has great head movement, but he does get his head off the line a bit. Then give him the credit for that. He does get the head off his line a bit. Now, my biggest issue is when he throws punches, I get this thing where it's just everything's just real loose to me. There's
Nothing
not
tight.
there's not a
Nothing tight.
tightness to it at all. Like it's
Yeah.
just real, just like it's just like what it's like. When someone's on the double end bag or the speed bag and they're just working on like you've been on the speed bag for the first time in your life and you're just trying to make sure you hit, because sometimes it bounces back and you miss it. It's like he's just over trying to place his shots. It's just no tightness, no snap to it. It's just real wiry and it's awkward. He's not gonna last long because he doesn't pose any threat and he doesn't do anything to me which suggests that he has any survival instincts or great defense. But what I would say, Boots, he doesn't cut off the ring well neither. But what I would say, Boots would probably have to keep an eye on is the fact that these fights ain't gonna help your career. You see my point? Like, well,
Right.
this will be 30-0, correct?
Yeah, I think more than that.
I
If I'm not
mean,
mistaken.
you're going into this fight and can't really imagine that this is going to help your progression.
Yeah, he's 29-0. 29-0. Yeah,
Right.
I don't see this guy lasting 3 rounds.
Where does a win over this dude from a technical perspective, from a ring IQ, from like a still sharpened still perspective, where does this guy improve you? That's the part that I'm struggling to see.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's for IBF interim belt. He already has the mandatory status. So
But why the IBF interim belt is good is because obviously
it puts him right in line. It cements his spot.
And if Errol Spence decides to relinquish the strap,
Then he will become a full champion.
Then he becomes full champion, which is a good move.
Right.
Which is likely, it's very likely that Errol Spence don't fight Jaron Ennis.
Yeah, and we were talking about that earlier. We were stating that Boots is going through the same process that Spence went through before the Brook fight.
I think it's a little bit different, though. I think it's a little bit different because I think with Spence, I think he had the big promotional backing behind it of our him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and at some point he was gonna get a world title shot. And I also feel like there wasn't so much of the politics at the weight class that Boots has to deal with now. You know, the whole Crawford split situation. That wasn't really there. You had Furman who was out of the ring, Pacquiao, you had Jeff Horn, you had Kell Brook, Floyd Mayweather retired. So yeah, like when Errol Spence became champion, there wasn't much politics like that was going on at the time. Obviously, Thurman didn't want to give him a fight, but other than that, there wasn't a great deal of politics.
Yeah. Fast Classic said street salmonella.
But this is you know what's funny, bro? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even think like I see Michael Johnson say no salt, no pepper on that chicken. I don't. The thing is, I don't even think that's the biggest problem. I don't even think that's the problem that he's just a plain Jane. Like I see a lot of plain fighters who's just plain, just nothing special, no spice, no nothing. He's just a dude who I just don't think fights correct.
Yeah, you know how he throw punches, yo. Like you ever woke up and like your arm fell asleep, like your shit just like this, like that. That's how he threw punches, bro. Like I'm just like, yo, like he's not gonna last 3 rounds. Now my question would be, is Boots gonna try to get rounds out of this guy?
Nah, no chance.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I don't think so. About what I was telling you earlier from what he was saying.
But Boots looks like a dude who knocks dudes out by accident. Cause I don't think he wanted to knock out Delorme, but he did.
He does, especially his last opponent. That was
so
by
Castillo Clayton
too.
as well.
Castillo Clayton, he knocked him out by accident too. Because
Exactly.
he even looked surprised. He looked surprised. You know,
he looked like I wanted to continue.
Yeah. Like he looked like he wanted to get some rounds in that fight, and it's just it just didn't work out that way. But I mean, listen, like he's ranked number 4. Regardless of what we think, he's ranked number 4 as for interim belt.
This nigga went to get the ranking of number 4, but
I don't either, man. Like it's definitely, as my man Mike said, it's definitely no salt and pepper on that chicken for sure. More like more like Mrs. Dash.
Yeah.
It looked like it's a bunch of herbs and spices, but it ain't no flavor to it. Yes,
I'm gonna jump off because I literally have to
go do your
but
thing,
Jeff,
bro.
Call me tomorrow, bro.
Yo, I gotta talk to you about that. What I sent you.
Yeah, no, just call me, bro.
They sent me an email back.
In a couple of days.
I know. Yeah, they sent me an email back, so we gotta. Yeah, we
all right, cool. Call me, bro. Call me.
I got you. That's my man VP Shane right there, man.
The legend. Not even say shout you out, bro. Shout out to you, bro.
Hey, man, he got an interview. He got an interview with Jamel Herring too, man. Definitely check that joint out.
Seriously.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's
my man
dope,
out here
bro.
making power moves, bro.
Keep doing that, bro. I mean, I didn't have no manners. I didn't even say nothing to you when I walked in the door. But shout out to you, bro. I ain't heard from you now. I've been not in these boxing streets. Let's put it that way,
for sure, man. But that's my man VP Shane, man. Big shout out to my little bro. Yeah, man. Like it's just I just don't expect a lot from this guy against Boots. I'm really looking forward to the Demetrius Andrade and Demond Nicholson fight. I'm looking forward to that. The Rashidi Ellis fight is going to be a good fight as well. And people got to realize Rashidi has only fought 1 round in the last maybe like 2 years. He had a fight. He had to fight his debut on PBC. He got a first round knockout. And then prior to that, he was on the shelf with Golden Boy. So he's
So when I first saw the press conference, I was thinking that was Boots' opponent, but I was like, nah, that's not him.
Right.
Because it was 3 standing on one side and 3 standing on the other side. I was thinking that was Boots' opponent, but it wasn't though.
Yeah, I don't even think he was there.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, because he's Ukrainian. You said so he's probably out the country.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he wasn't there. So just to give guys an idea and give an idea, because we like to just put visuals on what we talking about. So we actually gonna look at Rashidi Ellis box rec right now. Let's see. You see the screen, bro?
Yep.
All right, cool. So Rashidi Ellis is 24-0, 15 knockouts, 29 years old, 5'9". He's ranked number 6 in the US. And so he's fighting Roman Villa, who's 25-1. He's coming off a good victory as well. But I want for you guys to look at Rashidi Ellis' activity. Jose Marufo. He fought him July 9th, 2022. Ended up in the TKO first round, 2 minutes, 18 seconds in. His fight before that was against Alexis Rocha. That was back in October 30th, 2020. So
Is there a reason for his inactivity though?
yes.
You said
So it was so basically he had it was basically just a beef with Golden Boy. I think Golden Boy wanted to go a certain direction with Rashidi, and Rashidi didn't want to go in that direction. So they basically put him on the shelf. And to be honest with you, they wanted Alexis Rocha to win that fight. Like, to be cold and honest with you. So once he won that fight, things kind of just went south and he didn't get back into the ring. So he got out of his contract with Golden Boy and he signed over with Al Heyman and PBC. Now, I'm hoping this is a segue into the activity he's going to have. So his last fight was July 9th of 2022. So then you got August, September, October, November, December, January. So you're looking at 6 months. So I would like to see these guys fighting every 3 to 4 months, but I'll take twice a year from Rashidi Ellis if I can get it. But he was basically fighting from 2018 on. He was basically fighting once a year, So Saul Corral, he fought him October 13th, 2018. Then he didn't fight until a year later, November 23rd, 2019, against Eddie Gomez. And then he didn't fight again until October 30th, 2020, against Alexis Rocha. So he hasn't had a lot of activity since October 30th, 2020. That was a unanimous decision, 8-4, 8-4, 7-5 type fight with Alexis Rocha. And then he only had the one round earlier this year. So it's basically, what's that? 24, let me see, maybe 21 months. 21 months between the Rocha fight and the Marufo fight. So that's a long, time. So
right.
you have to factor these things in when you're trying to evaluate what a guy is going to do, so for him to go into this next fight, and his opponent, Romain Villa, he's coming off of a good win over Boca Chica on that was earlier this year. That was in September.
Okay.
So that was in Atlantic City. That was an Atlantic City fight. So that was a good win for him. So this is a solid matchup for Rashidi Ellis. And I did see him he had a quote out there. They asked him, was he gonna fight Boots? He said maybe it'll be next. I think he capping, but I think PBC may force that if Boots can't get the Spence fight or get an actual fight after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is there any fight in particular outside that's on the tank card that interests you, bro?
Outside these four.
No, just out of them four.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Andre. I'm looking to see how because since he's been in at it, I don't think he's fought once this year. So I'm looking to see. Yeah, I'm
It's a
looking to
good
see how he.
question.
Yeah, I don't think he's fought once this year because he's pulled out. He's pulled out. What his last fight was it Janibek?
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled out of the Janibek fight, and he pulled out of the what was the other fight he pulled out of? It was a Janibek fight, and he pulled out of the guy just fought too. Um,
I forget who it was, but
it was the guy John Ryder fought. Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, the Parker fight and the Janibek fight. He pulled out of both of those.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'm just interested to see, how his career is, But see, I think I'm really like I said, I got kind of excited when I heard that he was on the card. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I just want to see because Andre is one of the more dynamic fighters in the sport. And he kind of reminds me of Crawford in the sense of Andre hasn't given you a bad night. He hasn't given you a bad night in his career. And guys could be undefeated and either be fighting trash fighters or they could be fighting guys and they're getting wins, but they might be struggling. Andre, we haven't seen Andre in a 7-5, 8-4 fight in a long time. He's winning all his fights by 9-3, 10-2, 11-1. They wipeouts, against solid guys. A lot of people say they don't like his level of competition, but I just think Eddie Hearn really didn't do him any favors. And I don't think he did right by Andre or I just think he didn't maneuver the right way. When he had the Billy Joe Saunders fight, when Billy Joe came back, he should have told Billy Joe either take this Andre fight or I'm putting you on the shelf.
Right.
But he didn't say that because Billy Joe has been Eddie Hearn's guy longer than Andre. So of course he's gonna look out for the guy that's been with him longer. You know what I'm saying? So
I like this fight against Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
that was a good fight.
Yeah, that was definitely a good fight.
Yeah, he showed skill. He showed some true skills in that fight against Willie Nelson. I know I think he started him late.
Yeah, I like Willie Nelson too.
Ago.
Yeah, Willie Nelson is solid opponent.
Yeah, I think he was the first one to give Tony Harrison his loss. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Willie Nelson. Yeah. And Tony Harrison was whipping Willie Nelson ass too up until that point.
Yeah.
Hold on. Doctor Professor said, damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, Rashidi Ellis turned down that Boots fight. For sure. Definitely turned it down. And bro, it's so much going on in boxing right now. Like we just touched on the we just touched on this Tank Davis card. Like we didn't even mention the Fury fight. Like you said, we didn't talk about the Fury fight. I seen that. I just
I know that I would say this, man. I know nobody's really interested in it. But I just, like I said, just covering fights is just something I wanted to add to the channel. So I just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, no. You definitely, whenever you can get on, you get on. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the thing with Fury is the one thing that I was afraid was going to happen happened. He did everything he was supposed to do. He beat Chisora, just pillar the post, just outclassed him, beat him up. They had a cheeseburger afterwards. Right. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But now he got to get elbow surgery. This is what I didn't want. Like, I would have rather of him just sat out and just wait for Usyk. Wait for Usyk. Or even if it was AJ, wait for AJ or wait for Wilder. Whatever was going to happen. Wait for somebody, because you take a fight like this, of course you get paid. You keep the momentum going. It's a stay busy fight, but I'm like, you already been busy. Mm-hmm. You've been busy. You just came off the Dillian White fight, making $30-something million. What was the point of this fight? Like, you went and got injured. Like now you got to get elbow surgery. Now we don't know how long it's going to take for you to recover from that. And knowing Fury, he's going to come up with some type of bullshit. So now you might be looking at like 2024 when that fight happens. And who's to say Usyk is still going to be fighting at that point?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Usyk could easily go fight a Joe Joyce or something like that. Daniel Dubois, we ain't even get into that. Like Dubois, to be honest with you, I thought they should have stopped the fight with Dubois before he got his. I thought they should have stopped it.
Yeah, he got dropped like a couple
3
times.
Yeah, for a couple times in the first round. If they were anywhere else, he gets stopped. He gets stopped. They gave him every opportunity to come back and win that fight, bro. Anybody to get knocked down, very rare you see a guy get knocked down 3 times in the first round and they still get him the opportunity to fight. I probably would say the most classic one is probably when Pacquiao fought Marquez, I think in the first fight, and he knocked him down 3 times in the first round. And they let Marquez continue. But usually when it's three knockdowns in the first round, usually is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So, good win by Fury. I'm not knocking it, but it's just he got injured.
Right.
It's crazy. Dubois got a victory 3rd round stoppage. He came back to get his guy. Got knocked down 3 times in the first round. Got Jimmy in the building. Jimmy, what's going on, bro?
Salute, lads. How's it hanging?
Everything cool, man. What's up with you?
Yeah, bro. I just saw you guys go live, so I thought I'd jump on and talk some boxing.
Hey, man.
You make a great point. I'm from the UK, so we did not like this fight, bro. We had to pay pay-per-view for it. It was just, man, it was a shit fest, though.
Yeah,
it was crazy, man.
Bro, let me ask you, just was there any type of anticipation for this Fury Chisora fight out there in the UK?
No, there was actually a massive backlash, to be honest. When he fought Dylan White, I thought there was a lot of buzz for that fight because there were 2 top UK heavyweights with, some history. This fight, no one wanted this fight. The first 2 fights, they were on free TV. So the fact that he made this pay-per-view, and then it's crazy because they actually increased the price as well and put it in the stadium. Can I be honest? I think half of those tickets were given away for free. There's no way 60,000 people showed up for that fight. I think Fury on his Instagram, he was getting trolled with people leaving links to Fire Stick, the Fire Stick on Amazon. So, yeah, man, it was a terrible fight. The Dubois situation, I was taken aback by that fight because I thought it would have been an easy, kind of like a tune-up for Dubois, but he got dropped 3 times. Some people saying his knee gave out. That's why. Those were strange fights. Both of them.
Yeah, I like the Dubois fight. It's just very, like I was telling Legend, like it's very rare that you see a guy get knocked down 3 times in the first round. They let him out. They let him continue. So the fact that he was able to continue, that's a classic situation where they are giving the house guy every single opportunity to win the fight. Every single opportunity. And you see it in the sport of boxing. My man Tree James, he's fighting in Philly against a Philly guy, and he got knocked down. They waved the fight off before his back hit the canvas. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was literally, if it was, you ever see the movies like, and a guy get hit and they in slow motion and they go back like this, before my man back hit the canvas, bro, they was like, he was standing over him like this. I'm like, can he land on his ass first? Like, god damn, like it's crazy. But you see that, like that's the risk you take, like, fighting a guy and he's the,
And I would say this too, man, because Fernando's from my town, so he had a fight against Ossie Duran years ago, like 2009, and man, like I said, it was everybody. Like after that fight was over, like everybody was like, man, Fernando didn't win that, man, because like Duran almost knocked him through the ropes, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have situations like that for sure, man. Thor. Like I said, this was a BS fight. How was that a big stadium and pay-per-view event? That's the thing. Like, it's crazy. Michael Johnson, he said, nah, that ref did his job and stopped the fight at the bell. that Dubois fight was just a weird ass fight, man.
I actually want to touch on something you were saying about Usyk. I think
Yeah.
he's in a very difficult position because Hergovich, the IBF, have called him mandatory. So if he doesn't unify with Tyson Fury before June, I think, then he has to fight Hergovich to defend his belt, or they'll strip him. Joyce is the mandatory for the WBO. That's the fight I want. And then Dubois got the regular belt, so I guess he's mandatory as well. So Usyk has got three mandatories, which are all tough, to be honest. All three guys can punch, all three guys can box. Naturally younger and bigger. I think all of them are tough outs. With Tyson Fury, he's saying apparently he had an injury heading into the fight, so he won't be able to fight in March. Because of the Ramadan schedule, I don't think the Saudis will be able to stage it until maybe the end of next year. Then, so they can stage it until March. Then you've got a couple of months in between because of the holidays, the religious season, and then they'd have to stage it at the back of next year. But then how would that work though? Because he's got three mandatories.
Well, the thing with Usyk, they're gonna, even though he has guys in line, they gotta figure out the order. So with Fury getting elbow surgery, that definitely it's not good news for Usyk, because now he's probably gonna have to fight the Herkovich fight. He's probably going to have to fight the Herkovich fight, which, to be honest with you, the way Herkovich looked in his last fight, uh, I think Usyk handles him
Yeah.
within 8. To be honest
Oh,
with you, and I like Herkovich, but when people give a guy the boogeyman status and they haven't, I don't think they earned it.
yeah.
So he fought Big Bang Zhang, and the Big Bang, you can make the case he won that fight. You can
Yeah.
definitely make that case. A lot of people felt like he won that fight, So, if I'm Usyk, bro, I think he should take the Herkovich fight, get that out the way, and I think that's a good way for him to prepare for Fury as well. I'm not saying Herkovich is on Fury's level, but in terms of size and just style and things like that, he's the closest in terms style wise out of the three that might have to fight. You know what I'm saying? To prepare for a Fury fight, I think Herkovich would be the ideal opponent. For Usyk. So I think he should take that fight. If he can take that fight, maybe first quarter of the year, if he has to. If he doesn't have to, if he can sit. But if he has to take a fight, I would take that Herkovich fight, and it'll be a good fight. But get that one out the way, I would fully expect Usyk to win that fight, and pretty much go from there.
My problem
Mhm.
My problem with Fury is if he knows he was injured heading into the Chisora fight, then why'd you take the fight, bro? You should have had surgery, rested, and then had enough time to have a good training camp for Usyk in March.
Bro,
So
the thing is, and you're 100% right, but the thing that's crazy, that's so disrespectful towards Chisora, though. It's so disrespectful. Like, you got an injury, right? You got everything to lose, and he probably looking at Chisora like, man, this dude trash, man. I can go ahead with a half an arm
yeah,
and smack him around. Like, it's so disrespectful. Like, I imagine him having that same situation with Usyk.
yeah,
He's postponing the fight, like, for sure. Like,
yeah,
he's postponing the fight. Even if he had an injury against Wilder, going into a Wilder fight, he would postpone that fight.
yeah.
It just goes to show how trash of a matchup that was.
I think Chisora's definitely finished, bro, and I like Chisora, but I think he's just done as a fighter. And I'll be honest, I think he kind of showed up for a payday because
Oh,
after
for
the fight,
sure.
he was thanking Fury for all the money. I think he got paid like $4 million or something for the fight,
Yeah, I
and he
mean,
was thanking
listen,
him, and yeah,
Chisora been buying cheeseburgers for his opponents for the past like 2 years now, man. They look like expensive burgers too. Like they look like they look double, triple stacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't look like the McDonald's joints, the Big Macs. You know what I mean?
Five
Like,
Guys,
so yeah, that's a
Five Guys.
Five Guys special. Yes, sir. Let me get in here real quick. My guy Mike Stanton in the building, man. Big shout out to you, bro. He said, this is our question of the day. What year did boxing stop sanctioning fights from 15 rounds to 12? Ooh. What year? Okay, so they were doing 15 round fights. Um, Ali Frazier, so that was
70s.
70s. So that was 70s. Um, trying to
Leonard,
think.
Leonard Hagler. So
Leonard
Sugar 11.
Hagler.
No, that's
Yeah,
12 rounds.
so
But
I'm
when Leonard fought
thinking
Hagler,
I would say I'm gonna say 80. I can't stand people all loud. Um, I'm gonna say 84. And trust me, that's a guess. I'm gonna say 84. You want to give a year, legend?
I'll go with 80, maybe 82.
82. Jimmy, you want to get in on this, brother?
I'll go in the middle, 83.
83. So so I said 84. Jimmy said 83. And
Uh,
Legend said 82. So Mike, whenever you're ready, give us the drum roll and all that. Doug Gibbs said agree. Big shout out to Doug Gibbs, man. Mike said he said you taking knees like that. That's a mage. Mike said Tyson Fury ain't got no injury. I don't believe him. I It was weird when he said it, bro. And I was just like, I'm kind of riding with Jimmy on this. It's kind of like if you had an injury, like just like, did you really need to get this one in? Like, you know what I mean? I felt like he just fought Chisora just to get the cheeseburger afterwards, man. Like, that's how I'm feeling, bro. Like,
Yep.
I'm like,
yeah,
you could
no,
buy
yeah,
your own damn cheeseburger. Like,
yeah.
shit
He looked
crazy.
big in there, man, too. He
Hell
looked
yeah.
huge, man. Yeah. I know he's a
Yo,
big guy, but like just compared to Chisora, man, he looked like a giant, man.
man, Fury looked like he do private security for people, man. Like, he just looked huge. Like, it's crazy. Doug Gibbs, he said, I believe the sanctions were put in place to protect the amount of punches to protect the boxers. Facts. They were having more medical issues with guys. I mean, Ali fought 15 round fights, and that 15th round, he's about to pass out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just your body only can take but so much. So I definitely understood it. Now, me personally, I think they should have went 13 instead of 12, because then you
Yep.
got less draws and things like that. That's just my personal opinion. Um, Mike said the year that Asian dude died. I don't know what year that was, bro. I need Mike Statton to come in here and give us the year. It got to be in the 80s. It got to be in the 80s because I don't remember. I don't remember any fights in the 90s being 15 rounds. I think they got. It's definitely the 80s. I just don't know what year. But I think we got the early years covered. 82,
Yeah.
83, 84. We done hedged our bets. You know what I'm saying? We definitely hedged our bets for sure. But Jimmy, what you see for Daniel Dubois coming up next?
Um, I think he's definitely a young fight with some talent, power, and some skill. I think if they were smart, they'd match him up with someone like Derek Chisora, because I think Dubois and Chisora they're both from London, so I think that would be a hot ticket over there. Well, over here, but it's tough, bro, because Frank Warner's stable isn't that deep.
They should have took the Lucas Brown fight, bro. They should have took the Lucas
Yeah,
Brown fight. Me personally, because I'm like, he's coming. It's not people act like Lucas Brown ain't get a big victory in the past like year, and he's ranked. So
and he can punch. And he can punch. He's a big
and he can
puncher.
punch. Like I mean, I interviewed him not that long ago. Quick plug. Definitely go check that out on G5 Jeff TV. You know what I'm saying? But we talked to him for a good half hour, man, and that's the fight that he wanted. He wanted the Dubois fight, and they told him because of his age he couldn't get the fight. And I'm like,
Look, looking back, if that was Lucas Brown landing those power shots in the war, it might
oh,
have
he's
been.
out. He's out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
out cold. That's why I wanted to see the fight. And I think they was dead wrong for state. Even if they just wanted to say, "Hey, we just want to go in a different direction," I'm cool with that. But don't say because of the man age. I'm like, if it's the age, why is he ranked then? You should have an age requirement on your ranks.
Yeah.
If that's the case, like he earned the opportunity, but I think it's now it's hindsight, but not for me, but for a lot of people, it's hindsight. A lot of people, I think it's best that he didn't get the Lucas Brown fight. Because if he fought Lucas Brown the way he looked Saturday, Lucas Brown beats him.
Yep.
Lucas Brown landing them shots, he's out cold. He's out cold. Like he's counting sheep.
You think that Joe George fight took a lot out of him? Like his eye was so bad when he fought Joe George.
You know what, bro? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that I'm mad too, bro. I'm mad too. I just got the answer to the question.
82.
Yeah. To be honest with you, bro, like I don't think Dubois will ever like fully recover from it. Like, but it's just you try to work. I think they've done right, by him, like going through this fight Saturday, the Trevor Bryan fight. Like they're moving him along correctly. You know what I'm saying? I just think Daniel Dubois is limited technically. He banks on his power so much. I don't think technically he's improved over the past 2 years. I haven't seen anything technically where I'm just like, yo, he definitely improved in that area. Like he's solid. But it's just technically he doesn't look fluid. Like it just looks really like robotic in a sense. But I if I had a drum roll sound, I would do it. But Mike Stan, the answer is 1982. Which one of us said 82?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
So the legend got it correct. 1982, when Ray Mancini knocked out Dooku Kim in the 14th round. Kim's mother and the referee both later committed suicide not long after the fight. Yeah, man. Like, I knew it was early 80s. My man Legend got it correct. Big shout out to Legend. Actually, hey, bro, Mike, that's 2 out of your last 3 questions. I think we got correct out the panel, man. So we 2 for 3, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Johnson, he called it too. He said, yeah, the death of Kim Dooku in the 14th round of WBA title fight versus Ray Mancini in 82. Death prompted the WBC to limit his championship fights to a maximum of 12 rounds, a move followed by the WBA and IBF in 1987. Mike Johnson dropping that science. But you gotta, it's 12 round fights. You seeing guys breeze through 12 round fights. You know what I mean? Like they just breezing through 12 round fights. Now mind you, there's a lot of dudes on the juices and all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But them 15 round joints was like, them fights are so long, you was getting tired of watching. You be like, damn, you be like, what round is this? Like, that's it. That's how long a 15 round fight is. Like, it's absolutely, like.
Nah, bro, do you remember when guys like Jack Johnson and Jack Dempsey were fighting? They were going for like 30 rounds, bro.
Yeah,
so people keep saying that today's athletes are better than yesterday's. I'm like, they used to go for 30 rounds, and these days, after 6 rounds, half the fighters are blowing out their ass. So it's not always, I guess, right?
They are like them Jack Johnsons and all them guys back in the day. Like they be like them old bar fights. Like you notice, like they fight till somebody's like knocked out cold. Like this is like constant fighting. Like that's just how they were. Mike said, yes, indeed. Michael said, didn't mean some Asian dude didn't know his name. No, for sure. I'd have said the same thing because I didn't know the name. I knew you was talking about though. No, like for sure. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like yesterday's athlete compared to today's athlete, the way I look at it, I'm like, give yesterday's athlete today's technology and everything else, and then give me your answer. You know what I'm saying? Yep. A lot of them. Just imagine, like a Hagler right now, like a Hearns right now, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
newer is not always better, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so you got to think, with today's technology, Hearns might have been able to get down to maybe 140. Like, imagine Hearns at 140. Like, are you serious? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a great point. But man, we gonna end this joint right here, man. We got so much more to cover, but I'm gonna be on basically the entire week because we still gotta cover the Bud Crawford card. We still got to cover the top rank card that's coming up this weekend. All the Young Bucks is on that card as well. So we definitely got to talk about that. I'll probably queue up some film for some of the opponents on the Tank card. We haven't even touched on Tank and him not being with Mayweather anymore. Like, it's just a lot that we have to cover. But at least y'all were able to see who Boots' opponent is. Mr. No seasonings. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Michael Johnson is crazy. He's like, ain't no salt and pepper on that chicken. Nah, Jimmy, we showed a round of Boots' opponent on January 7th. We
That's
showed a
cool.
round of him. So if you watch the playback, I think probably around maybe like the 50 minute mark of the podcast, we showed it.
Is that on the Tank Davis undercard?
Yes, that's going to be on the Tank Davis undercard. Yeah, so
My
a lot
boy,
of people.
my boy Demetrius Andrade is coming back. I said my boy Demetrius Andrade is coming back on that card as well. So
Yeah. We was talking about that. We was talking about that earlier. Actually, it's a guy in the comment section. His name Ghost. He's actually in the Andrade camp. So I don't know the next time you want to jump on. I don't know if you're gonna jump on tomorrow, but if you got any time, you could definitely jump on tomorrow. But the guy from Andre's camp, he'll probably be in the comment section tomorrow. So I don't know if you wanted to shoot him any questions or anything. But we had Demond Nicholson like kind of penciled in like for a while now. That was the name that was floating around. I know Legend heard that name prior. I got the same news. So it's good to see him back in the ring. Boots Ennis, of course. Rashidi Ellis is in a good fight. He's in a good fight. But I just want to see these guys active. Like, all these guys should be fighting three times this year. Michael Johnson said MF had boiled chicken with parsley on top. Talking about his slapping. Yo, hey bro, he just put Saison on that chicken. There was nothing else on it. It just looked colorful. Like,
as a prospect, I find it kind of shocking though that he only fought. I think someone told me he fought like something like 4 minutes all of this year. For a prospect, especially a top level guy like him who's very talented, to be only in the ring for 4 minutes. Boots Ennis, yeah. To only be in the ring for like 4 minutes the whole year. I mean, this guy should be out at least 3 times a year, bro. He's young, he's talented, and he's got a lot of time on his hands. So the fact he only fought once is very alarming.
Well, Jimmy, Boots and I are from the same city. Like, I've been in the gym with Boots before. Like, basically everything you hear about the man is true. Like, he's that bad of a dude. And that's the thing with Boots. Like, he hasn't even hit his peak yet. He's 25, he's 29-0. This fight in January, I just don't see the guy lasting 3 rounds. I just do not see him lasting 3 rounds. And that's not me being a fan, a homer. Like, we literally ran the tape on the podcast, and even Legend said it was just like, yo, I don't see anything special about this dude. Just plain, like, it's just plain. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I
think the biggest question with Boots is, I wonder when the IBF will finally call them mandatory for him to get shots.
The thing is, Jimmy, this is for the interim IBF title. So I think what's going to happen is, because the guy's ranked number 4. The guy he's fighting is ranked number 4 in the IBF. He's 21-0 with 11 knockouts. But watch the playback after this is done and watch the round that he fought Ali Faneka maybe like 4 years ago. So I played the first round of that. But you tell me tomorrow what you think of him, like, once you watch it. But like, I think he's gonna win this interim belt. And then if Spence doesn't fight him, then he becomes the full champion. But I don't think Spence is going to fight him. So it's a necessary fight for Boots. just in his process. But it's just, of course, we're like anybody else. Like we want to see him in a, we want to see him in a dog fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to see him in
I
a
think
dog fight.
I think it'd be really disappointing if Errol doesn't fight him because when he was a mandatory in the exact same position as Boots, Kell Brook fought him
Gave
for
him
the
an
belt.
opportunity. Yeah,
So he should be the
facts,
same.
facts. And even if Spence said, "Yo, Boots, you got to come to Texas," Boots is gonna hop on the plane and get there. Trust and believe.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it. Michael Johnson said if he can deal with the hand speed, he got a chance. If not, goes down unseasoned. Down goes unseasoned chicken. Yeah, the thing is, bro, like, and Shane kind of said it best. Like, not only is he basic, but his shots is not tight. Like they're really wide, like wide and wiry shots. And with Boots, you can't do that. You gotta the only shot he's really I think Boots is only taking maybe 3 good shots in his career. 3 or 4.
Yeah, that was to me it was from Thomas.
Yeah, Delorme.
Yeah.
And he had like 2 other fights where he took a nice shot, kind of walked through him. But Delorme was able to get to him because like Boots was in kill mode. He was in kill mode and Delorme came right up the gut.
Yeah.
Came right up the middle. Like a guy that dynamic, you only gonna land straight up the gut with him. Like even like Floyd back in the day, the times that he got caught, they were all straight shots. They were all straight shots, like the Mosley fight, straight shots. When he got hurt by Zab, straight shot.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, when he fought Chop caught him with a good shot, straight shot. You know what I'm saying?
I think Boots is probably the best athlete in the division as far as just pure athletic ability, speed, reflexes, agility, explosiveness. I don't think anyone's better than Boots as far as just being a pure athlete. Very dynamic.
Jimmy, I've said it plenty of times. I was like, and I've seen him like in person. Like he's physically the most gifted dude I've seen since Roy. He's physically the most. Of course, I'm trying to leave. Everybody want to jump on. MJBT, what's going on, good brother?
Who got that unseasoned chicken?
Yo.
I didn't get on, man. My stomach was hurting bad, man. I ate too fast. I was starving, ate too fast.
You had some unseasoned chicken, brother?
Yeah, with the parsley on top. The parsley on top.
Yo, bro, but you know the thing that's crazy, man? Like people was expecting Stan Jonas. And then when they seen that name, they was like, who? Like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't know what happened with that Stanionians thing, man. But I figured I'm gonna go with what everybody with the Showtime and all them other people saying because it makes sense. You can't wait for these dudes to give you a shot. You can't. We seen a lot of people wait for somebody to give them a shot. This is the best way to position yourself. And then if he gets that belt, guess what? More people gonna want to fight him. And then if Crawford moves up, then he could just become undisputed. Because who's gonna stop him?
Nobody. And that's the thing. Like the division, like 147 has a lot of it's top heavy. It's top heavy, like really outside of Crawford, outside of Spence. You really don't have anybody in the division that's really gonna give Boots any type of problems at all. Like Stan Jonas is just too small. I like Stan Jonas, but he's too small.
They got to be able to, but they got to just be able to deal with the speed. That's the number one thing. That speed on him is a motherfucker.
Yeah, and that power is something different too. That power is something different. I'm in Philly. He done put a couple cruiserweights down. He done put a couple cruiserweights down. Yeah, he done put a couple cruiserweights down. I'll give you the name off camera, but
technically, I'm damn near a cruiserweight, and that motherfucker take me down.
Bro, I'm a heavyweight, like I'm a solid heavyweight. I know he's putting me down. He's probably knocking me down the street, bro. Like
I'll put up a good fight. A good fight. Bring some unseasoned chicken.
Bro, I'm coming in there like Peter McNeely against Tyson. I'm getting about 20 seconds off of aggression. And then it's just going to end ugly. Like
The
really,
crowd gonna
really
go wild when I land a punch. I'm gonna be looking good like Martin when he did when he fought Tommy
Tommy
Hearns.
Hearns.
Mhm.
Oh man, he was all lumped up and all that, man. Like, yeah, it's Boots can really be undisputed within like the next like 2 years. They play it right. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, Spencer's not gonna fight him, Bud's not gonna fight him. Now he might be undisputed off of vacant belts, but that ain't his fault. That's not gonna
Yeah,
be his
I
fault.
mean, but you know, the same time is like a lot of people are taking the liking to him and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And if he goes that route and them dudes want to move up, somebody wants to drop a belt or whatever the case may be, I seriously think Spencer's just gonna end up fighting him. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think
Because
so?
he really ain't got no choice. Like, what is he gonna do? He's gonna move up and then fight who? You know what I'm saying? He needs to go ahead and fight Crawford at 147. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Why they both used to that weight. You know, they a lot older than what they used to be when people talk about this fight. And then Crawford is gonna end up being what, 37?
yeah. They gotta. Bro, 2023 is the cap. Next year, if that fight don't happen next year, I'm not even interested in seeing it. Because then you're gonna be talking Floyd Pacquiao type status where it's a couple years too late. You know what I
Well,
mean?
the fight is still gonna be like, evenly matched. And
Mm-hmm.
if they can then if they can, um get up in it's to me it's about evenly matched. And if they can still keep their game up and still, compete like they were, 3-4 years ago.
Right.
I think that's the real main thing. Like, I gotta make sure in the oven this trash can ain't no damn possum or something in there. Um,
Yeah.
you know, but I seriously think that, you know, since they ain't fighting, I think, like you doing, man, shine light to these other dudes, cause ain't no sense of sticking around talking about these cats if they ain't gonna fight.
That's a fact. I feel like we end up spending more time on talking about fights that's not happening than fights that are happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just in a crazy time right now, man. Like, we really in a crazy time, just media wise, and what's getting talked about and how much and all that. It's just really, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you scroll through YouTube, you see more. Sometimes you see more anti-LDBC content than you do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, then you see like actual talking about fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll be on that tip too, but I just be messing with people that happen to say something stupid to me. Now me crying, but I just don't want to get into it on your channel. But
Bro, the thing
I gotta
is,
get
bro, you talk real boxing though. Like, there's some people that talk about that stuff exclusively, and that's it.
well. This is the thing. People don't even know like the that Jamie Mitchell fight. I went and bought that pay-per-view and watched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'll be buying little off-brand pay-per-views for like $15, $30, and $40, supporting fighters and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't be doing it. I don't be talking about a lot of the fights, but I be doing that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I feel about it is, especially with these female boxers and these dudes that's coming up, if people don't support them, then how are they gonna get these fights with people? Because people are gonna be, oh, ain't no money in that fight and this, that, and the third, and who gonna watch the fight, and and it's the same thing that old boy said with Earl when with the Kell Brook. It's always gonna be a dude. Oh, you got to fight somebody. Oh, you got to do this. You got to get your bars up. Um, and we hear it all the time from these promoters. Oh, well, there's no stock in this dude and stuff like that. Blah 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 woo woo. So it's always that fugazi stuff. But if we support these dudes like we supposed to, like real boxing fans. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just talking about us as a whole. Then we won't be having a lot of these problems. Like look at Ennis. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to fight him because they know it's a good chance they're gonna get their ass whooped by a dude that doesn't really have a name, and then that promoter and that manager is gonna have to figure out a way how to get that dude that they just got his ass whipped back into contention, and then after they just lost 3 steps back.
No, that's a fact, bro. And it's really risk versus reward, and it's kind of like, I mean, shoot, even Keith Thurman wanted 10 mil for Boots.
I think he was lying. I think he was lying because he ain't gonna get no 10 million no time soon.
Yeah, well, that's a cop out. That's a classic. Price yourself out. Yo, side note, bro, that possum that might have been in your can, that probably had more seasoning than that dude.
Yeah. There's like a pack of raccoons out here, man, and like I've been trying to. I gotta put a bungee cord on that trash can because they the rack they smart. They figure out a way to get up in there.
Yeah, no, bro. We used to I used to work at license and inspections in Philly, right? And this inspector told me the funniest story, bro. So we used to have like a bunch of like vacant houses or whatever, right? So they had a crew that would like clean the houses and seal them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the office and inspector comes in, he like sweating, looked like he just ran like a full game of ball. Like he came in sweating and shit. So I'm like, what's wrong with you, bro? He was like, bro, we was at this vacant house and they said a drug dude came up to them and was like, yo, they offered, I think, $1,000 for them to go in this abandoned house and go get his stash. And he like, why you don't go in there yourself and get the stash? He was like, it's raccoons in there. I don't deal with raccoons, like, but I need my stash. He said, bro, he went in there. He said it was like 3-4 raccoons just sitting in the kitchen, like just standing around each other and shit. And I was like,
dominoes.
Yo, I'm like, what were they doing? He was like, they was just standing there. He was like, they was literally in a circle, like just standing there. I'm like, was this at night? He said, hell no, this was in the morning. I'm like, bro. I said, did you get the stash? He was like, no. He's like, I gave that dude his money back.
Hey, you remember Joe's apartment with the roaches?
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, man, like it's crazy. Yo, we done nicknamed this dude, man. His dude name is No Seasoning. No Seasoning, bro. And then when you see the name, it looked like somebody's aunt. Like his name,
I can't pronounce it either.
Is Karen Shukhatson.
I looked at the back of his pants and I was like, damn, that shit long as hell.
Yeah,
it's damn near wrapped around his waist. Looking like Goku's tail and shit.
Bro, his last name looked like a password, like he just
he said 2 symbols, 2 uppercase.
Yo, that joint look crazy, man. But listen, I'm like, he ranked number 4. He's ranked number 4. And then they asked Boots about him. He was like, man, I don't know. He's like, man, I don't know. He's like, I'm pretty sure. He's like, I'm sure he's a great fighter, but I don't know. But
we seen it. Like, look at the fights last weekend. We hearing about dudes like, how is these for title eliminators? You know what I'm saying? It always happens. It's like somebody got to start checking the money trail or whatever, because it shouldn't be. This shouldn't be. There's other fighters out there that can put up better work than this dude for an eliminator.
Bro, I've seen some of the worst guys in title eliminators, bro. Danny Garcia and Brandon Rios was a title eliminator.
Hey,
Bam Bam was coming off of like a couple losses. I'm like, what is going on out here? Like, When people be like, yo, it'd be cab drivers and you know what I'm saying, cashiers and stuff like that. I can't even knock it. Like, you're not even trying to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But when you literally I watched that, I watched that round and I'm like, yo, like I would have a legit shot. Like, I know I outweigh him by a lot, but I would have a legit shot with him throwing that bullshit. And I ain't no professional. Like, I don't see him lasting 3 rounds, bro.
Nah, I don't either.
I
I
don't
don't
see
either.
him lasting 3 rounds. I'm like, if he got Clayton up, he not Clayton out by accident. Like, he not Clayton out by accident. And I thought Clayton usually gets off the slow starts. So I figured he was just gonna be extremely cautious for like the first 2-3 rounds, like damn near running. And he got him up out of there in 1 round. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this dude, I just don't see it.
I'm
I don't.
I mean, y'all said the same way I do. It's like it's a hookup. You know what I'm saying? It's a hookup. They petition. You know how they do? They say they petition something and they talk behind the scenes with these dudes
Yeah.
and next thing you know, you know how they do it. Oh, they probably do some shit like, oh, well, this guy right here, he don't want to fight us. And that dude don't want to fight us. And whoop de
Mhm.
whoop whoop and whoop de whoop whoop. And they don't
Yeah.
go through and talk to nobody. They just make a decision. Give me some money. Give me some money. We know you got it. And let's keep it pushing because at the end of the day, who they gonna want to give it to? They want to go give this title eliminator to somebody they know they ain't gonna bring a good percentage to the so-called nonprofit organization. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Sure. And you know how it is. Like most of these
Yeah.
organizations, they over there in Mexico. So
Oh yeah.
there's easy ways so somebody could drop a little brown bag on your doorstep or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
you just never know, like with these cats. But they can't say it. They can't say it. It's like something ain't going on. It's like whatever we thinking
Yeah.
or whatever we ain't heard of and stuff like that. That's pretty much whatever we ain't heard of is really what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With these guys, and I mean, you hear it every blue moon. You hear a new thing. Referee coming out here talking about everybody's suspicious. He hooked them up with Wilder and Fury. Everybody was saying that, hey, the referee gave Wilder a couple of extra seconds.
Yeah.
The referee gave Fury a couple of extra seconds. Just like you just never know, you know?
Yeah. We had a whole back and forth about that. They were saying like the doctor should have like more of a say on like stopping the fights. I was like, bro, you gonna see all types of janky doctors at the
Yeah.
fight. It could be a jab fest. They hopping up like, hey, let me see the guy in the blue corner. Bring him over here. You know what I'm saying? He put the light up to his eyes. He like, hey, we gonna win this fight. Like,
I think in the WBCs the ring doctor actually can call for a timeout, like to inspect, cuts and eyes and stuff like that. I think in the
yeah,
WBC, but all the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? Because even when you throw in the towel, you ain't supposed to throw in the towel no more. You're supposed to give it to the ring doctor. Then the ring
yeah. And
doctor
they
is supposed
supposed to
to,
go up to the apron and go like this.
yeah,
Leave it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
but
that's a fact.
yeah, we see how that goes, right? We see how that
Hell
goes.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Your
Well,
boy Derek Chisora, you seen him? And that's one thing I want to talk about. That boy right there, that old Derek. He wanted them to stop that fight.
oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted
I
them to stop
listen.
that fight.
Listen, he ordered them cheeseburgers about 3 rounds before that fight ended, man. Straight up.
He
He was
said
like,
they wanted them hot. They wanted them fresh.
and no bullshit. You notice them Jones be fresh out the foil too, man. Like they go back there, they do cheers with burgers like we do with drinks and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying? They
did.
back there snacking on a burger and shit, man. I'm like, yo, I'm not, you done whip my ass. I'm not eating no burger from you, bro. Like, hell no.
That's
Got me looking like Martin and shit, man. Oh,
shit.
fucking lumped up.
Derek Chisora don't care. I don't think he cared. He
Hell
was just
no,
like,
he don't
we got
care.
paid, dog. Hey, we got paid. Hey,
Yo,
let's celebrate this check because he didn't
yo,
do he was worse and he didn't do absolutely
nothing.
nothing to look like he trained to even try to win this fight.
Hell no, yo. Derek Chisora looked like he changed alternators, bro. Like he looked like he do shocks and brakes. Like yo, the legend when them dudes be wearing the one piece coveralls and shit, got the oil all over them. I can see him
Right,
in one of those
yeah,
joints.
right.
Came out with his figure his mouth talking about ain't got no gas in it.
Right.
Mm.
Yo,
Mm.
yo, Chisora, yo, like Chisora is funny as hell, yo.
He was like, I am not gonna quit, but he was looking like, hey, somebody need to stop this fight.
He better have, he gotta have a Five Guys sponsorship or something, bro.
I think what they were saying before the fight, somebody did get a sponsorship. I don't know if it was him or another boxer. Somebody I think someone ended up, I don't know if it was Five Guys, but it was something they had on Twitter that somebody did get a sponsorship. And and I don't see why Five Guys wouldn't. Them things, them burgers are so fucking expensive. Ain't no way in hell they ain't got no money for no damn sponsorship.
I thought they was high when they first came out, and I'm talking like when Obama, went into one of them joints and they really like blew up. Bro, I ordered a burger and fries. Bro, that joint was like damn near $20.
Mm-hmm.
Real rap. I'm like, yo, they was like, I'm looking at the menu now. I ain't no cheap dude. I spent some money on some food. So they like, yeah, you want a single or a double? I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, damn, like shit. Like I'm like,
they like, oh, don't act broke now. Don't act
yeah,
broke
like
now.
they like, and the chick like, go ahead and get that double. You know you want that double. And I'm saying my fat ass, like, yeah, man, go ahead and give me the double. Man, they rung that joint up. That joint was like $18.97 or something. I'm like, bro, like they get five guys getting to it. Hey, bro, remember when they used to like when they first started, they used to just dump a whole bunch of extra fries in the brown bag for you.
Oh
They don't
my
even
god,
they don't even do that no more, bro.
man! I remember my whole bag busting open on the bottom of that shit because they be greasy to them
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
just great,
I was hot.
bro. They used to just dump. It's like a carton.
Right.
So they would just dump the fries in the carton, and then they'll just take like 2 things full of fries and just throw it in the brown bag. Like the bottom of your bag looked like an oil leak, like for sure. Like it was just crazy. But they charge like it's like damn near like $20. Like it's damn near like $20, and it's like I'm like,
Yeah,
he gotta have a
they cut
sponsorship.
their own fries though. They cut their own in there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do cut their own fries. They you go into a Five Guys, they got like a whole corner like full of bags, like bag of potatoes up to the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't play no games. But yeah, my man Chisora at this rate, he might be owning one of them Five Guys at this rate. You know what I'm saying? He keep
You know what the
these
funny
high
thing about
profile
it is?
fights.
You know what the funny thing about it is? The dude has potential, but his offensive game, as far as his armament, right? You know,
Yeah.
bombs, missiles, you know,
Yeah.
crew serve stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like he only had 3 punches the whole fight or something like that. Like he didn't have like nothing to really offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No stepping around, no nothing, just walk straight forward.
Straight forward.
Let me eat these punches. Hurry up, knock me the fuck out. Come on.
Right.
Come on.
He was almost looking like, bro, I told you I ordered these burgers 3 rounds ago, man. Hurry up, get the shit over with, bro. Like, bro, you know it'd be a good fight though. In all seriousness, Derek Chisora and Jermaine Franklin. That would be a good fight, bro.
That would. You know that brother got paid. You know what I'm saying? Now he can he could get the cap going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Now
said he
he
don't want to retire, man. He
Who?
said he want to keep. He said he want to keep fighting, man. I think he should hang it up, but he took a beating in that fight, man.
It's Chisora, man. He's a man. Like he's that dude that you be like 15, 20 years from now, he acts exactly the same, and you be like, how? Like you done took all this punishment. Like, you know what I mean? He built different, like in regards to that. Like, and the thing, he takes punishment every fight. When the last time Chisora had an easy one?
Didn't he KO Spilks?
That,
Did he
yeah.
KO
Was that him?
That's the last time he had an easy go of it. Like I can't think of another fight in the last like couple years where he's had.
Well, you know what? Like I told Laws this. I was like, we've seen people look worse that put up a fight.
Right.
I've seen people that look worse that put up a fight. Derek Chisora, he just turned into a tough man. You know what I'm saying? He just turned it into a blowjo off the street, tough man, just no game plan, no nothing, just get in the ring. And his team, you know what? He'd have a better chance against anybody else in his whole boxing career if you fire everybody on this team. Get rid of all of them. I'm sorry to say it. Y'all probably some cool, outstanding dudes, but they had no game plan for him. That whole fight, everything just, throw the jab. Okay, he throws a jab. You're not understanding that he's getting caught because of his defense. He's not getting back on defense.
Yeah.
You're talking about keep your hands up. He can't keep his hands up because obviously you guys didn't prepare him right because he's fucking tired.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
His gas light definitely comes on after like the fourth round. Like he's definitely not putting in premium gas.
You know this is the same feeling you have in your car when you see that gas light come on. You're like, come on, baby. That's what he was feeling. Like, come on, baby. Then when that motherfucker started sputtering, like, oh shit, come on, baby. Come on, just get to the gas station.
Yo, that gas light come on. You know it's a problem when you don't see no more miles come up. It's just a dot. Like, and you be riding around, you don't ever think that joint gonna go empty. Like for real. You be like, damn, when this joint go to the dots? Like it's crazy, bro. Like he literally, like his stamina is like trash.
Him and Dillian White's the same way.
Dillian looks so slow against Jermaine Franklin, man. I was so mad Franklin ain't. If Franklin gave him any type of angles, man, he wins that fight, bro.
Didn't have stamina.
It didn't have the stamina. Legend, we was live on Legend channel. Like after the 8th round, he was like, man, he was like, man, I need an oxygen tank. Like, what the smelling salts? Like, that's how he was looking. Like, and you know,
was that one UFC fighter that was like, I need my inhaler, and they gave him the inhaler in between rounds?
Yeah. I said, bro, that's illegal, bro. Like, I'm like, yo.
Oh,
like,
you saw that shit too?
Yeah, I seen it. I'm like, bro, like, what are we doing? It's kind of like when they were showing Ricky Hatton before his exhibition, and he was punching the wall. And they was like, look at him go. He's punching the wall. I'm like, fools, he's moving the patent from the front of the damn glove so he can punch with his knuckles.
I was like, my head. Like, who's watching this shit?
I said, bro, I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of these boxing commission dudes, they don't know what they're doing. Because they'll just grab some dudes from the sheriff's department or police department and put the badge on them.
Real rap. Listen, no lie, bro. Like before we get off here, no lie. There was literally a dude, a Philly fighter, right? And he lost his first fight. I think it was like a couple years ago. He's working at the gas company, Philadelphia Gas Works. This dude ain't have no more leave time, so he couldn't take off of work. He literally worked a whole 8-hour shift, took off of work, grabbed his bag, went down to the arena, and got upset. All in the same night.
Man, his boss is a bitch. For real. His boss is a bitch.
bro. I'm like, yo, I'm like, bro, you couldn't just. I'm like, bro, like you got to take off, bro.
I mean, like that's fucked up. It's like you gonna stop a dude from trying to like fulfill their dreams and possibly like do better and stuff like that. It's like you can't just be treating your workers like a, you know what I'm saying, like some hoes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what if he was to just quit and then you ain't got nobody?
Bro, he came to the arena smelling like a gas leak and shit, man. Like, I'm just like, bro. Like,
He said he lost.
Yeah, and he lost. He was undefeated too, bro. Like he was like 5-0, 6-0, and then after that fight, his career just went downhill. Actually, he fought Paul Kroll at the Liacouras Center, maybe like 2 years ago. But yo, he literally was working for like the gas company and literally like worked an 8-hour shift.
And he's supposed to show up there and do like a 6-rounder.
Yeah, showed up there to do it. He was tired after like 2. At the
Who
2
would have been
rounds,
tired? He had gasoline in his eyes and shit.
Yeah, bro, I'm like, man,
damn, that's fucked up.
I'm like, I don't know how many gas pipes he looked at,
man.
Before he got to
told me no, I couldn't get off. I would have slashed their tires or something. You would have felt my pain. You would have felt my motherfucking pain. Your food refrigerator, something. I would have had to take something,
bro. They probably was like, yo, why is it oil stains on your socks, bro? Like you coming to the ring with oil stains on your socks, man. Like what's going on? Like
at least rub some of that shit in his opponent's eye or something. Gasoline in his eye.
Yo, it's crazy. I'm telling you, man, people like boxers be really in a screwed up, like screwed up spot, man. Like it's when they say stacking the deck, like it be real situations where dudes be like stacking it. I know at the 2300 in Philly, it's literally like they got the B-side locker rooms and shit. Like they'll purposely turn the heat up. And it, like they'll purposely, like if it's like a summertime fight, like they'll purposely turn the heat up in there. Like so, I don't know if you're familiar with the Philly fight cards. Like you see a fight at the 2300 arena, and a dude come out, he the B-side dude, and he looking like real greasy, like. He in that they call it the sweat box. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll just turn the heat up, and then the A side locker room, they got snacks and juices and little mini couches and stuff like that, man. They got them the B side dudes, they got them sitting in them them hard ass school chairs, them hard ass school chairs.
Not the thing with the table in the front. Not the one with the table.
Yeah, with the table in the front, man. They got the hard wooden joints, man. Like,
I mean, that'd be cool to get your hands wrapped in there. I mean, you can just lay your hand, lay your hand out.
Yo, I'm like, man, if I'm in a place like that, man, I'm whipping somebody's ass, bro. I'm whipping somebody's ass, man. Like. For sure. I know B-side dudes that was in that arena. I know B-side dudes that was in that arena, man. It was really, you know what I'm saying, bad, man. But we gonna close this thing out, man. I'll be on here with y'all all night, man. 2 hours, 19 minutes strong, man. Michael Johnson, give me your social media and all that good stuff, good brother.
Man, like always, man. Y'all can find me downtown at y'all local Eat Better Tonight line. I'm always there on the 1st and 15th. I give you $50, you give me $100. We call it square. Nah, you can find me. On most social media platforms by the same name. I go on YouTube. It's pretty long. Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More. But you can find me on there hating on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Including your local boxer. But on a side note, I really do like Derek Chisora. And I was really hoping that he disappointed me by squandering a good opportunity and not showing shit.
Right. I agree, man. 100%, man. Legend, give him your social media and all that, good brother.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's the Legend3347. I'm on Facebook. It's Todd Finney. And the podcast is in this corner. Check out my interview with Jamel Heron.
Yeah, link is in the chat. Link is in the chat. And definitely a good interview, man. And again, Legend just got started. You know what I'm saying? Doing the podcast and everything. So the moves that he's making, you know what I'm saying? This dude's been around a couple years, ain't interviewing a Jamel Herring, not this early. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go click that link. Go support the legend. You know what I mean? Listen to that interview. Good interview too. Good interview too. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man. Yeah.
For sure, man. Mike Staten said RIP Hall of Famer referee Mills Lane. Yeah, we did a 10 count for him beginning of the show. And he said, listening to Lord Close Up, man. Appreciate you, good brother. Y'all can find me all over the place, man. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, G5 Jeff TV. We got fights coming up this weekend, man. I'm gonna be on all this week, probably around the same time. We got a lot of stuff to cover, man. So on behalf of the legend, boy G5 Jeff TV, man, this was episode 149 of the Goodfellas podcast. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.